Hi guys, my name is Della, also known as Natural Ghana Girl, and today we're back with a brilliant episode of Views from Africa. Today, we are going to be talking about age gaps. Now, how big an age gap can you have in a relationship? Up and down, how would you go, guys? How do you feel about big gaps in the age when it comes to relationships?
It obviously depends on if it's the girl or the boy.
Okay, for you personally, what's the biggest age gap you would ever have?
Maybe, I'm trying to think, if I was, let's say I was 25.
She's not.
Anyway, okay, fine, I'm 26, not me. So if I were 25, which is last year.
Yeah, of course.
I would talk to a 30, I would maybe talk to a 38-year-old, but he would have to be like really, he'd have to look really young. He'd have to be really cool.
Really? That's too
like
old.
Like a vegan?
Vegans look young.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Like a vegan.
They look young. They eat good, you know.
Guys, please disregard his comments, yeah?
Don't disregard his comments. Pure truth.
He's a vegan. He's a vegan.
Pure
He's a vegan. Yeah, so I don't know, but
38, 25 and 38.
What's that? That's
13
10
years.
years.
13.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Not 13
13 years,
I don't know yet.
So you like them?
But I've always had interactions with older people, even when I was younger.
Really? You know, when I was not too long ago in my 20s.
Okay, 70 years ago.
In my 20s, I remember I was working in this shop and there was this guy that used to come in all the time. And he used to talk to me and I used to get excited when it comes to the shop because I kind of liked him, right? And then I found out that he was in his 40s. Ugh,
so how old
you
are
could
you?
be my dad.
How old
I was
are
like 21, 22.
Oh, okay.
And
I was like,
okay.
But you loved him up until you found out his
yeah.
age. So if he lied to you,
he looked really young.
So you're probably vegan.
No, I'm just like, that's no.
So if he'd lied to you, you probably wouldn't have known the difference.
I probably wouldn't have, no.
And you would have just been happy with him.
Maybe.
And then you would have found out after, but it would have been too late. You would have fallen in love.
Yeah, but then I'd be like, oh my gosh, I've just been abused by this old man.
Abused?
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
These guys are sad.
Exactly. No.
So let's ask these guys.
Yeah.
Yes, I do go first.
So age gap. So because it's different because you girls are talking about up, whereas I think for guys.
No, both ways. You can do it both ways.
No, but I think because you guys didn't even mention like
Going younger.
She didn't give me a chance. She just interrupted my flow. That's why.
Okay, we'll definitely get
you did mention it too. But I'm thinking, for me, let's just say I was 25 again, like you lot. I would say I don't know. I feel like if I was 25, the youngest I probably could go for is maybe like 21 or something like that. But and then going up, I don't know. I've never really thought of because I think girls are a little bit more mature.
So what's the youngest you would date like in gaps? If you were 35,
so if I was
what's
35,
the youngest the girl could be?
Probably like 28, 27 kind of thing.
I think that's
Possibly 25, but I think there's going to be a difference in maturity.
So if you meet a 21-year-old and she seems mature,
I think that's too young because she hasn't had life experience. I'm not saying in general, but I feel like she wouldn't have had life experience and all that sort of stuff. So.
But there's some young people who come up rough and they have they're more experienced than you. Hey, hard life.
Yeah, but I think years is still years.
It's maturity, isn't it? Yeah, you might have seen certain things, but it's a level of maturity that takes time, right?
Oh, women mature overnight. I'm telling you. Women mature if they do.
They do.
Women take responsibilities in their family.
Yeah.
They have younger siblings, especially if they're like the firstborn sister. Like I was a firstborn sister, so I was always mature like that. I was responsible. I had to think about my little brothers. So I think I was mature for my age at that age. So you've never met a mature young girl.
I wouldn't say. I just don't think that I could be with someone that young.
Okay.
Yeah, not saying
Good
that.
for you.
Not saying that they're not mature or anything like that. But I feel like I don't know. That's just
Is it in relation to your age? So can the youngest stay 28 and then you go to 45, 50 and she's still 28?
I would.
60?
Like
She's
this,
still
okay,
28?
let's just say I don't know. I'm 50. I think 28, 29 is not.
Yes.
Hear me out, because she's already now she's mature. Like she's fully grown. Do you know what I mean? And, yeah, and then now you're just working on a gap. There's only I'm not saying a small gap, but there's a gap that you're working on.
28 to 60?
He's taking advantage because she can still have children at that age,
Exactly,
and he can keep going. Doesn't matter how old he is.
The game is the
Okay,
game.
okay. The game is the game. What about for you, Kevin?
What, below?
Both. Tell us both.
So say I was 25. I'll probably date somebody 22, 23.
Okay.
That sounds normal. It's like 2 years difference.
There's no difference, basically. Yeah.
Say me 35 right now, and I was to date somebody way older, probably my early 40s.
Okay.
Okay, but what about younger? Like you're 35. How low would you go?
I'll
35.
probably do 27, 28. Reason being is I like to be with somebody that has some level of maturity and responsibility.
I thought you were gonna say stamina.
Right?
When we use these words, that's what we mean.
Maturity.
Maturity. She has stripes.
Right. Skill sets. Yeah.
You know, you can't be like, let's say 30 and you're dealing with somebody in her early 20s, she's like 21, 22, still in school trying to figure out life. She's gonna call you one day on the phone. I don't know what to do with my life. I feel like I'm stuck. I'm not there for that. Like,
Oh, you want to be out of that.
Yeah.
I want to have like proper mature conversations.
Right.
What do you want to do? What can we do? You know, stuff like that.
So what do you think about men who like those really young girls then?
You mean like 50s and they're dealing with
50s and
early
like 22.
20s? I guess it's an ego thing and it's for pleasure. It's not really for a proper relationship.
Wow.
You remember Steve Harvey's daughter, Lori Harvey? She was dating Puff
Future
Daddy.
and
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
No, not
yeah.
even Future, Puff Daddy. Puff Daddy, she's like 40 something. What is he, like 50?
Did he? She mean like his early 50s?
He's like 50
Yeah.
and she was about 23.
Yeah.
And it was funny because people were saying that if it was a trucker, a 50-year-old, ugly, maybe like worn out looking trucker, everyone would feel like it's robbing the cradle. But because it's Puff Daddy, it just felt like, oh, you know, they just have things in common.
Yeah, so take that.
Yeah, that's just taking advantage. You know?
Yeah, I think so.
I think
that's weird.
Yeah, it is quite weird.
It
It's
is. It's
too
weird.
much.
You can have a daughter of that age.
Some men even date. Date women that are younger than their own daughter, so it's a bit.
That's
No,
It's like it's strange.
That's nah.
What's that guy in Titanic? What's his name? Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw online. He only dates like early 20s, and once you get 25, he breaks up with
You know why that is? Because he's taking advantage.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to say, because you know when you're in your early 20s, right? You still have so much to learn. And you're changing all the time. Like, that's a perfect time for someone to prey
manipulate
on you and manipulate you, exactly,
Right.
because you don't really fully know yourself. You don't know yourself until you're at least in your 30s. You don't know. So for someone to step in that's older, they know already what they're doing. They know they've had certain experiences that you haven't had yet. So that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's fully taking
Probably
advantage.
just likes the fun and the champagne and the glittering.
But you know what? Some older men like the idea of like taking care of. And I think that young people are very dependent.
Oh,
And
in
then
today's
when they get to
oh my
take
God, sound like an
care-
old person.
they
Today's
really
society.
take care of you. So maybe that's what draws them to younger girls, that feeling of taking care of a dependent.
It's probably that, and it's probably because they find it easier. Because they
What's easier about it?
Because they'll have money.
Yeah.
The girl. I'm not saying in all cases, but I'm saying in most cases, the girl that he's, I can say, preying on.
So wait,
wants
is he always
that lifestyle.
preying on her though?
I'm not saying it's an always thing, but I'm just saying in general, like usually that's what happens. They have something that they want, and they have something that they want. So it's like.
I mean, okay, so how would you feel about your daughter saying that, okay, I'm dating a guy, say your daughter is like, she's 20, she's dating a guy who's 50. Would you be okay with that?
Absolutely not. Like heck to the no.
Yeah.
No.
Straight up no, right? What about if he was 14 and she's...
No, 20 years. That's too much of an age gap. You know what I mean? And I guess it would depend on my daughter's maturity level as well. You know, if she's mature, I can maybe understand, but you know, most people are not that mature at that age anyway. So I would think that something's going on.
I hear that.
Yeah.
I think for me, I would probably, I mean, let's just say hypothetically, I was like 43. Okay, this is hypothetical.
Aren't you?
I would probably, I would probably go as young as 35, maybe.
Damn.
I would probably go as young, maybe even a little bit.
I
a little
can't
bit
go
lower.
younger. Maybe a year. I can't go younger.
I think the older that you are, the gap doesn't matter as much.
As much, exactly. The gap closes.
Because I think
right?
once you're an adult, like there's not much difference between being 30, 40. Do you know what I mean? Once you're an adult, like once you've matured in life or whatever you want to call it.
I just can't take instructions from a youth. I can't be rushing home to cook dinner for a 25-year-old boy.
What about if he's 20? What about if he's
Not
20?
for a child.
What about if he's 25 and he's got 25 million?
Oh, then it looks good, huh? Oh, look now. Look at the face now.
Well then.
The dollars.
I mean, we can talk. We can talk.
Was it 25 sitting on 25 million?
Right? That's exactly.
Yeah. But, you know, like if I was hypothetically again 43, I don't think I could date someone who's 50. That's just feels too old to me.
Really?
But you're almost that age, and you're not almost 35.
I just feel like, my gosh, 50, like that's halfway through your life. Like,
okay, but what if he was cool and spunky and he was just like you or any of us?
I would really struggle, honestly.
Okay, what about
Okay,
what
so
about if
basically,
you had 25 mil?
25 mil again? Oh, change his name. So listen, what if it was just Zach, but Zach was 50? I know Zach is not that, but you know.
I mean, okay, I could do with Zach, yeah.
So just imagine it's just him, and he just is a couple ages on what he's saying he is. Like he's the same person, same personality, same goofiness, same adventure.
But I feel like that would be a rarity.
Who do you be? I know a lot of
maybe I need to
people.
go out more. Maybe I need to just maybe. I don't, it's because he's vegan.
49.
Yeah. Yeah, I just struggle because I feel like I'm so young to then say
so
I'm
you
gonna
are
date.
Delusional.
I wouldn't like to use that word specifically, you know. But I personally
So
would
why?
struggle.
You're
Like,
the only one who can
honestly,
feel young.
I would say I wouldn't want to date someone over 45.
But if you feel that young, why can't someone your age feel young too?
I know, but
It's kind of hard for me to
no, but hold on as well, right? No, okay. So I mean, people say I don't necessarily look my age, right?
You don't.
So if I say I'm going out with a 50-year-old, they'll be like, "Is this your daughter?"
But who would you be saying? My guy is 50. Who would you be saying that to?
You know, age comes up sometimes in conversations, so it comes up.
But if he looks young, if he looks like Zach, they'll just be like, "Oh."
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Zach is a rarity, though.
No, girl, you need to go outside.
I need to. If I have.
Guys, don't you guys know 50-year-olds who like seem actually just coolish?
No, but are they hip though? Like are they hip 50-year-olds? Like cool 50-year-olds?
And I don't think
I just
He's thinking about his parents.
No, my dad is 60 something, but he's
Oh,
looks
okay.
like he's 12.
Well, you know.
He's
So does he look cool? Does he look hip? Does he have a young
he
girlfriend?
looks old. He looks old.
He looks old.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
See, I don't know, man. I think it's a hard one. I think it's a case-by-case basis.
I think it's super circumstantial. You might say what you want in your head, but as your age changes, okay, and as time goes by, you're gonna change your mind. So when you hit 50, what you gonna say? I don't want no 50-year-old man.
he has 20 years.
Are you still
I'm like a cougar.
you still want a 35-year-old boy when you're 50?
I feel that that's decent.
What?
35, yeah. I
When
feel like
you are 50?
yeah, I feel like that's okay.
Fair enough.
Because I feel like he would have experience, right? So if he's 35, like, Why not?
35
He's
is
maturing.
so young.
No, but there's a maturity
men
level.
don't mature first
No,
of all.
but there is a
Excuse me?
maturity
What?
level. There is a level of maturity
Let's
there,
fight.
though.
Excuse me?
Men do not mature, dearest.
I know. Look, I know they
Comment down
take
below.
longer. They
course
take
we do.
longer.
Men, you know y'all don't mature.
We do.
Y'all mature when y'all in a wheelchair and y'all want to settle down. Then you guys go for some young coochie.
But then that's still be immature.
Coochie sometimes because the young coochie athletes listen.
See?
That's now
There we
it's
go.
you see how the truth is coming out. Zoom on this guy's face. Zoom on his face. Yes.
That's what I've done. I'll give you an example.
Okay, let's hear it.
So this is based on a true story. My friend and her parents had issues, and her dad left and came to Ghana. So she came to come check on her dad, and blah 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 happened, and then her mom came to follow up to find out what was happening. So there was this time that my friend got really sick. So we're all in the hospital, and I saw my friend's mom, and I said hello to her. She looked tired. She was worried and everything, and I vividly remember what she was wearing. She was wearing those old Ghanaian earrings, the one that dangle, and she had like normal hair. She didn't do anything to it, and she had the normal kaba and slit, the traditional shada. And she came to the hospital. She came to check on my friend. She was in bed like with the drip and everything, and then I saw her dad. Her dad was probably in his like early 50s, right?
Yeah.
Right? Early 50s. He came in his car.
You look
And
fresh.
he was brave enough to come with his girlfriend. Yes. And his girlfriend was probably somebody that was like in her middle 30s, maybe late 30s, right? But I looked at his girlfriend and she was dressed smart. She had braided her hair. She was wearing a t-shirt that was fitting. She had jeans on. They were not like super tight or anything.
Yeah.
And she had sneakers. She looked hip. She looked fun.
Yeah.
Like how I normally.
And I was just looking, and I was looking at my friend's mom, and I was looking at her, and I was like, it's not for me to say anything.
Yeah, but you get
in
it.
my head, I was like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
So, me talking to my friend's mom, she's super Christian and doing this whole prayer thing, and I really wanted to tell her like,
You need to change your style.
maybe, but it wasn't. You know what I'm saying?
course, it's
Like
what you
maybe
want to
just spice it up, like maybe look interesting.
Yes, but it can also go two ways though.
Fact. That's why I kept things to myself. Now another thing is when I was younger, I used to hang out in a pub with all these grown-ups, right? And this guy used to openly say, like, yes, he has affairs with other people. Reason being is because he and his wife have been together since they were kids. And now they've reached a point in their marriage where even to do certain things during pleasure, his wife would be like, that's not right. That's not Christian.
Okay, yeah.
That's
So
not-"
the young girls are freaky.
Yeah, but then with his young girls,
Yeah, he can
all
do whatever
has
he
to do-
wants.
Yeah, all he has to do is get them a new phone or take care of certain needs that they
Pay their
want,
school fee.
right? And have the best sex ever.
Wow.
With no
Well, that's what it
restrictions.
always seems to be about with the age gaps.
And mind you, and mind you, with these young ones, these younger girls and everything, they're more daring, they're more brave, they do the most. I wouldn't say outlandish,
Yeah, yeah.
because we're all young.
But you can find them.
They are more exciting towards these older men.
Yeah.
Their wives are like, nah, I'm not
Yeah,
going to do this. I'm not going to.
Yeah.
I'm too tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You give this girl maybe the new iPhone, say
Yeah.
14
Yeah,
or
but-
13. She's going to give you everything. And he's
But it's not a fair comparison though.
It's not, but
Why? Because an adult versus a child?
Well, almost, yeah, because your wife, hold on, your wife has bare children for you. She's been doing this, that, and the other.
Yeah, that's
she
it,
may
that's
be,
it, that's it, yeah, that's
she
it.
may be tired.
Yeah.
She goes to sleep at 2:00 in the morning. She wakes up at 12 in the afternoon if she wants to. She's gonna have time to look after herself and do all of that, though, isn't it? It's not a fair comparison.
It's not fair.
Sounds like you feel challenged.
Ain't no challenge here.
But I think
It does get
think
it does
about-
happen.
So are we saying that normally it's a manipulation situation, or
Some of the time it is.
I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like most of the time. I'll say most of the time.
so? Wait, do you think the girls know what they're doing? Like, do the girls know what they're doing?
Come on. Okay, you know what? Let's say
Is
it.
it just the man, or is it the girl who's like, listen, I need me them dollars?
Yeah, listen. Bring it to Ghana. That's how it is.
Sometimes it will be like, I'm trying to think of an example. Yeah, sometimes it'll be like that, like more transactional.
Yeah.
But then other times it'd be manipulation.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Like I feel like the times would be
So
manipulation.
who's manipulating? Because you know what?
Usually
These
I'm
days,
older. Usually
Hot
it's
Girl
girls-
Summer. Hot Girl Summer has started a new type of female.
Yeah.
Type of
Okay,
girl
so if you're talking
who's trying
about
to get them dollars.
Yeah, they're talking about that, I mean-
manipulating men now.
Yeah, the men are doing the same. They know what they're doing.
It's a 50-50, like,
Scary out
it's
there, man.
50-50. The young girls are not innocent and dainty like maybe we imagine. They're trying to get their money up. They're trying to be taken care of.
Yeah.
They're trying to get flued out.
Yeah.
They're trying to get their weaves.
They're trying
And
to
they
get
know
what
they gotta
out?
find a sucker.
They're trying to get what?
Flued
Flued out.
What's that?
Flown.
That's when you really try.
She
you
really
like,
needs to
try.
go out.
Yeah.
Flown out.
That's when you really try.
Guy.
Flown out.
It's flown.
It would help if Michelle was
No, but the ghetto girls,
flown out.
it's flued.
Okay.
It's flued.
That's when you really tell when you don't come back.
Yeah. It's flued out.
Okay.
That's when someone sponsors you, okay? That's the word. These girls need sponsors. So
Yeah.
it's a two-way street. Sometimes these older men are the victim. Have you seen 90 Day
Yeah, but
Fiancé?
okay, yeah, but
Have you seen 90 Day Fiancé?
Yeah.
Listen.
as an
Some of
older,
these
as an
older
older
guys,
man, as an older man, you would know exactly.
No,
what
you
to do.
wouldn't
Right,
know.
you would.
No, you wouldn't know. No, you
There
wouldn't know.
are plenty older men
No,
that
they
allow
won't trust
themselves to
them.
be taken advantage of because they're also enjoying themselves.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes
I enjoyment.
on
So,
90 Day
yeah, I'll give her this.
Fiancé, on 90 Day Fiancé, some of these older men are sending money and they haven't gotten no nookie. They haven't gotten no.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then,
What's the?
But there's normally an age.
Yeah.
There's normally an age gap in the situations. What's the website? You want to know?
No, but these guys know.
Some of these guys are old and desperate. I've seen them.
Yeah.
They're
They
old
are.
and desperate.
I
They're
watched 90 Day
lonely.
Fiancé.
Their wives have died, and it's so amazing that a young girl's attracted to them. They don't know what to do with themselves,
Yeah,
and
I
they
suppose,
ask
I suppose
them.
in that sort of sense, but still in the back of their mind, they must.
They know.
You
They
must
they
know,
they
right?
know.
We
Come
say
on
now. Look, everyone
say that
around
they
you is
should
telling
know.
you. You don't like. Okay, there was this episode. Let's go to 90 Day Fiancé. There was this episode where this guy was sending this girl like $800 every single month. He's never met
Yeah.
her for 5 whole years. He's never met
Yeah,
this girl.
yeah.
Apparently she's his
He was
girlfriend.
older.
Yeah, he was older, and he was just like he was adamant that he was in love with this girl. All his friends were telling him, "You can't do this. She's using it. She's
Yeah.
using it." Out of the whole 5 years, you keep buying her a ticket to come and meet you. She's always got a
never
reason, and she
taken
never
it.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you still keep sending her the money.
Yep.
Okay,
But
so,
they're
yeah,
lonely.
real.
They're
that-
lonely.
She's
and they
a real
are taking-
person.
Yeah.
She was a real person.
But she's taking advantage of the age
Yeah.
gap, and she's using the fantasy that he could be with a young,
Yeah.
Exactly.
new
To make
vagina.
himself happy,
Yeah,
right?
you
Yeah. And he was like, no, but he was like, I'm gonna eat just noodles, only noodles, so I can save
he actually
money.
sacrificed his own.
Yeah, to save money
yes.
to send it to
And
her.
he used to
Like
do
he's rich.
nails.
Yes,
do
right.
nails.
So it was like
Yes.
he was rich.
No, he
Like,
wasn't.
No, he
rich.
wasn't
He
rich.
wasn't. He does nails. Like,
I felt so sorry. I
that's
actually wanted to
sucker.
cry.
yeah, he was making like actual
Like I
ramen
wanted to
noodles
cry
for
for him.
dinner.
Like,
Wow.
yeah,
Ramen noodles. For
yeah,
dinner.
Well,
just that.
In this case, that's an exception, but
Yo.
I strongly believe these
That's an
men.
exception. That's not an exception.
Trust me, there are people out there
Who
like
are
that.
desperate and
Yes.
lonely. They're lonely and they're sad.
loneliness,
These
yeah.
girls get them and they take their
Yeah,
credit
that
card
is
and
true.
Yeah.
swipe
That
it.
is true. Yeah, that is
Do
true.
you honestly
That's true,
believe
then,
that? Say this guy is getting cozy with this girl, they're kissing and everything, and he's like 60 years old, and he's like with a 25-year-old girl. He's going to stop midway and say, "I know she's nice."
Some guys
so I
don't
wouldn't
have the-
continue."
No.
But no. So
But sometimes they don't even get any. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah.
And then and to even bring another not topic into it, but there's some girls they get with guys that are so old they're about to die.
Yeah, so they need inheritance,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Kill them.
Yeah, right, exactly.
He's going out to the bank. Like,
Listen, no, but there are people with that level of wealth that they know the girl's taking advantage, but they're okay because you know what, they have someone who they can talk to.
And someone who pays
Loneliness
attention.
plays a big
Yeah.
factor in some of these things, and you know what? The new generation that's coming up, right? They
Hot
know
girl summer.
how to take advantage of that.
Fact.
They know. You only have to scroll through Instagram to see the
Yes, your
certain
stats.
types of women on there and what they're looking for. You can see, you don't need to, like back in the days, if someone was like or wanted to do like escort or something like that, you'd have to go to a particular agency.
But now
But now you don't. Someone only needs to DM you. Look,
Yeah.
oh, I want to use you as a date and take you out and blah blah, and it goes from there.
So accessible.
Yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
Send me a DM like that.
Yeah, they have.
He said, I
one
wish
ever
someone would
sent
send
you
me a
no
DM
DM.
like that.
No one's ever DM'd. Ignore that.
DM
I get DMs all the time.
Yeah.
I get offers all the time. I turn them down. So much of God. Anyway,
Yes. So I feel like when we consider Ghana, right, a lot of the girls here, that is their hustle.
True.
Their hustle is.
But I kind of feel like in these
survival in
types
that
of
way.
countries, survival. I feel like in these types of countries, I feel like it's not that odd for young girls to be with very much older men.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. Do you know a lot of the young African Ghanaian girls, they look for even white men. That's what they want because they feel like
even white men.
they look for white men, right? Because they're looking for a way out. They're looking for a way out, right?
She said, I'm gonna say it, white men. Even, dare I say it, white men.
Yes, that's
So
what
it
they're
looks like
looking
a
for.
brownie, like Zach.
No, so
They look like what?
Zach
Right.
Brownie.
You know what it sounds like? It sounds like some Spanish meal.
A brownie.
a brownie. Yeah, a brownie.
A brownie.
A brownie. Has anybody got a brownie? Yeah.
It's brown.
Yeah. So I remember when I came to Ghana, there was this thing going around where a lot of the Ghanaian girls were looking. They wanted to make cappuccino babies, and that's how they were referring to them. Yeah, to get like a white guy who could support them financially and have a mixed race child, so that they can have a good life, and so their child also wouldn't suffer growing up. And that was a thing that was here, and it was very prevalent. It was literally everywhere, but it's still happening. But maybe I don't know if there's a lack of white guys that are available or what at the moment, but they're looking for people. They're looking for people who are rich and can support them. Most of these 20-year-olds or whatever, if they have if they have a business, it's because they've been set up by someone to have the business. Otherwise, they struggle.
But we should talk about it culturally as well. So I'm saying, like, in the Ghanaian culture, if you have a child and an older man wants to date her, do Ghanaians have an issue with that age gap, like, as a culture? Because, I mean, in the West, it's more, ooh, that's so weird. But I'm saying in this culture in Ghana.
Oh, if the man is much older? No, if he can take care.
If you can take care of your daughter.
If you can pay the dowry.
The dowry.
Yeah, you're good to go. Why not? It's not
So
weird.
your daughter could be 25 and the guy could be 50. Ghanaians
Look,
are going to be
hold
upset
on.
about that?
Do you know that there are some places where there's real poverty, where they sell off their small daughters to older men?
No, but that's different. That's even
Less than
like
a
some
thousand
scary-ish.
Yeah, they
That's
do
like
it.
red light district stuff.
But is it not almost the same principle? Okay, you might be above the age of consent, but it's the same principle though, right?
It is weird.
You are selling yourself in a transaction, right? To support
Okay, so
yourself.
when does it become like non-transactional in terms of like that age gap and culture? You know what I mean?
When
Because
mentally,
in India, they sell their daughters off at like 6 years old or 7 or 8.
Yeah.
To like 60-year-old men.
yeah.
And then when the man dies, the baby has to go to a widow house. It doesn't get to go back to its mommy and his daddy.
A widow house.
Yes, I watched a movie about this somewhere. I don't know if it's somewhere in India or Pakistan. But there was a little girl that they followed, like her journey or her life. She was married off at like 6. The guy died shortly after and she became a widow. As a widow, you're like, you're no longer accepted by society. So as a widow, you have to go to a widow-like house.
Wow.
So you can't come home to your mommy and your daddy. You're 6 years old or you're 7. You don't come home. Oh, he died. No, you go to a widow house.
But do you get some money or something
No.
help
I
you?
think the widow house is like an arms house. They might donate to it or whatever. But they stay at the house. They actually can't leave that property or that place.
What?
Yeah.
That
So
is unreal.
now that is like, to me, like Satanism. Straight. Like some evil-ish.
That is.
So I'm just saying we're not talking about that though in Ghana. I'm just talking about an average Ghanaian family having a 18-year-old daughter, a 59-year-old man or 49-year-old man is interested. He comes to you as a parent saying, I like your daughter. She's 18, 19. Culturally, is that disgusting, or culturally is that like we get it? Like it's not that weird.
So the
Culturally,
little I
Ghanaian.
know about stuff like that is normally when a man that's older, way older than a girl, maybe like you said 18, 19, she gets pregnant and the family can't take her.
Oh, pregnant?
No, she has a child.
Okay.
And the family can't take it and this man comes in.
Yeah.
Normally this guy's not going to come like he wants to marry her or anything. He's going to come like, oh, he wants to be like the
sponsor?
the sponsor,
take care
the
of her?
angel investor, whatever,
Oh,
right?
angel
And at the
investor.
end of the day, he still wants to reap from what he's invested in. And he still wants it.
So he will not marry her, but he'll be reaping all the benefits.
Yeah, well,
Okay, so that happens you're saying in Ghana.
of course.
So who makes the decision though? The young girl who's a single mother or the family?
At the end of the day, it's the girl that needs to say yes.
Okay, but the
So
family.
even if she doesn't say yes to the family, she knows what she's getting from the guy.
Okay.
Wow.
So what happens? And honestly, there's a lot of hypocritical things going on in our society as well. The family might not necessarily say, "Hey, stop what you're doing. This is wrong." They know he's coming to the house.
Right.
They know that he's taking care of the girl, but they wouldn't necessarily talk about it like that.
Right.
It's like
They won't talk up to it. They don't confront it.
Yeah, because he's helping.
Yeah.
He's not only
Yeah.
helping the girl, he's helping the whole
The
household.
whole family.
Everybody benefits.
So so when he comes, we're like, oh.
Yeah.
You know.
And what did you say again for yours? What's the highest age?
35.
From 35, what's the highest you would go up
So,
to?
like 40.
5 years.
No, 5 years. Maybe
Okay.
43.
Okay, what about you, Zach? 35?
35, I'm up.
Yeah.
It's a difficult one. I think it's a difficult one because it depends on the person. Because unless they're like, I'm not gonna go 60, obviously. But no, it really just depends.
25 million in the bank?
Okay, so
When you said 60, I just
I'll go 70 then. 25 mil.
Flexibility's there, right?
When you said 60, right, I'm just thinking about, she has 25 million dollars. She's suffering from serious arthritis. And she only depends
25
on
mil? That's all good.
25
mil is all good.
If she goes vegan, she'll be fine.
No. At that age, she can stay, the quicker she does, the better. Take the money.
25 million.
But no, I'm trying to think now.
Life insurance.
The oldest I would go, if I was 35, I don't know, it's hard to put an actual number on it, but 45, 46? Yeah.
Wow.
I think I would probably say about the same. I would say about the same, yeah.
But younger, the opposite way.
The opposite way, if I was 35, the youngest I probably go is maybe like 28.
And the oldest.
20,
Wait,
yeah.
what?
So your real age,
Okay,
what's the
25.
youngest you would go?
Yeah.
My real age, the youngest I would go is probably like 35. That would have to be like
A responsible person.
yes, like he's set up, like he's got his own thing going on, then yeah.
Tons of
No
testosterone.
baby mamas.
Oh my gosh. Now we're going into a whole other subject, you know what I'm saying? Yes. But yes, guys, it's been an interesting conversation, right?
It has.
It has. I think we could have gone on for a lot longer because I think we can keep talking off camera because, some things we say on camera, you guys might come and hang us, you know what I'm saying? Yes. But again, guys, let me know in the comment section if you were 35, what's the oldest you would date and what's the youngest you would date? What's the biggest age gap? Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, guys, please do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment and share this video. Until next time, we are out. Nutitfafa.